What's up, y'all? What's up? Um, hmm, I'm not gonna be on here long. I've been watching. Y'all know I've been watching the updates with Tyree's case for the ever since Monday. Pretty much, I've been watching that shit like a hawk. Uh, Jury selection is done. I posted it earlier, but they came up with 8 women, 4 white, 4 black women, 8 men. Um, 2 black, 2 Asian, and 4 white men. But that's not why I'm here. The reason why I'm here is because prosecution pretty much confirmed what the fuck I have been saying since the beginning, since this shit happened. Hey, Am. Hey, Kitty. Hey, Pika. Prosecution basically confirmed that Tyree got his ass beat because of the run tax. And if you don't know what the run tax is, it's basically if you run, expect to get your ass beat. And that's exactly what happened. And apparently, the prosecution is coming out swinging fucking bows, and I'm glad he is, because it's bullshit. Period. It's bullshit. What happened? Three former Memphis police officers charged in January 2023 beating of Tyre Nichols stood by his body and laughed after they punched, kicked, and struck him with a baton in an attack that prosecutor says was a punishment because he tried to run away. The former officers are standing trial accused of federal civil rights violations. Assistant U.S. Attorney Elizabeth Rogers said during opening statement Wednesday that the officers were punishing Nichols for fleeing a traffic stop. And that is, everybody knows here in Memphis, you run, you getting your ass beat. Bottom line, everybody knows that. I've had lieutenants come out their mouth and straight up tell me, you run, you possibly get hit with the fucking car. Yeah, no, Amethyst. It was never about a woman. That was a rumor that got started. They were. I can explain that rumor. What happened was after they got done beating him, one of the officers had sent pictures to a woman he was talking to, gloating about beating him. The cop that folks think he was messing with his wife or girl or whatever. First of all, she works at 201. She doesn't even fucking work at FedEx. They've been pushing that bullshit narrative. The parents even came out and said that shit is not true. Nah, ain't no woman in this shit. They been made that goddamn rumor up. They knew what the fuck they was doing. That shit, no, that was false. That is completely false. The girl that he was talking to, I want to say it was Demetrius' ass, but I'd have to go back and actually go back because Rabbit addressed this because I had sent it to her and I said, put a stop to this. Put a stop to it because you got people out here running with this bullshit ass narrative, sitting here saying that the reason why he got beat is because he was messing with one of the officers' wives. That's false. That is so false. That is not true. The woman works at 201. She doesn't even work at FedEx. So that shit is null and void. They've been trying to push that fucking fake ass narrative for ever since the shit happened. No, what happened was one of the officers sent pictures and it wasn't just her. He sent pictures to like 5 other people. He was gloating about beating him. So it was never about a woman, ever. It was never about a woman. It was simply because he ran. And if folks would have went back to our news at the time, because I had spoke about it in Rabbits once again, if you go back on our news, 3, 5, 13, 24, 30, all of them, they were reporting that young men were running around here impersonating officers and robbing people. So when you roll down on me in fucking plain clothes, I don't know why the fuck I'm getting pulled over. Y'all are aggressively yanking me out the car. What you think gonna happen? What you think gonna happen? It was literally on the news a day before Tyre's shit had happened that you had 4 young men running around here impersonating officers, pulling folks over, robbing them. So if you see that on the news and then you turn around, you have these undercover cops that run down on you with fucking plain clothes on. They was not in marked cars. They were in unmarked cars. If you see that running down on you, what you gonna think if you watch the news? Just, I'm being for real. I would have ran. I've said it. I would have ran. If they would have came at me like that, I would have ran. Uh, the former officers are standing trial accused of federal civil rights violations. Assistant U.S. Attorney Elizabeth Rogers said during opening statements that the officers were punishing Nichols for fleeing a traffic stop. She used the term run tax. Police slang for disciplining a subject who tries to escape. A run tax. Rogers said the force they used did not match Nichols' actions, which it didn't. He didn't have a weapon. He didn't have anything on him, but y'all beat him mercilessly. Fuck out of here. She warned jurors that they would see videos of the beating, including some that were publicly released weeks after Nichols died. Now, mind you, there's another 80 hours of footage that we have not saw. So just FYI on that. We only got to see a portion. They did not release all the videos. Between the interrogations, between the officers and things like that, we have not seen all the videos. There's at least another 80 hours that people have not seen yet. So I guess the jury is about to get into this shit. She also stated that officers stood around during the crucial minutes when Nichols' heart stopped, when they could have helped. You won't see Tyre Nichols pose a threat to the officers at any time, Rogers said. To Darius Bing, Demetrius Haley, and Justin Smith have pleaded not guilty to charges that they deprived the 29-year-old of his rights through excessive force and failure to intervene, and obstructive justice through witness tampering. 2 others, Emmett Martin and Desmond Mills, have already pled guilty to the federal charges. Rogers said Martin and Mills will testify. They will be testifying against the other 3 officers. Now, mind you, I believe it was Desmond, as if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that. It was either Desmond or the other one. But his lawyer came out and pretty much said, "Oh yeah, he did it in an act of anger. He was angry, but today is a new day." So we apologize. We fucked up, but hey, today's a new day. You took a man's life for no fucking reason. Attorneys for the 3 began crafting their defense Wednesday. Bean's lawyer, John Keith Perry, said during opening statements that Nichols drove 2 miles, 3 kilometers after police put their blue lights on to stop him, did not comply with orders give them his hands. First of all, that's fucking lie. Y'all gave him over 71 commands that was contradicting one another, but I digress. And if you go back to the videos, you can count it. It was well over 71 fucking commands. And was fighting like hell. Perry said Sky Cop camera would show Nichols acting suspiciously, and evidence would show the officers are not guilty. The narrative you hear here will take 5 minutes to deliberate on, Perry said. Nichols, who was black, died January 10th of 2023, 3 days after the beating. Police video shows the 5 officers charged, who were also black, beating Nichols as he yells for his mother about a block from her home. Video also shows the officers milling about and talking as Nichols struggles with his injuries. They stood by his dying body and laughed, Rogers said. Rogers said the officers were angry Nichols fled and that the pepper spray they used during the traffic stop had affected them too. Did I not say that shit? The fat fuck Justin, you fucked around and you fucking pepper sprayed your own colleagues, but y'all gonna take it out on Tyre. You did that, you fat bitch. They talked about hitting Nichols with so many pieces and straight haymakers, which is slang for punches. The officer said Nichols was pulled over for reckless driving, but Memphis police chief has said there was no evidence to substantiate that claim. Rogers said Martin saw Nichols' car speed up to beat a red light and officers tried to stop him. An autopsy report shows Nichols died from blows to the head, and the manner of death was homicide. The report describes brain injuries and cuts and bruises on the head and other areas. Haley's lawyer, Michael Stengel, said during his opening statement that the traffic stop became high risk because Nichols didn't quickly pull over, then stopped in a turning lane. When Haley pulled Nichols from the car, Haley told Nichols to let go of his gun. I gotta go back to that video because somebody lying. I never once saw Nichols. I never once saw Tyre reach for a fucking gun. Ever. I never saw him reach for an officer's gun. Stengel said Haley, who was washing pepper spray from his eyes, arrived on the scene of the beating after the other bullshit. You was there. You was laughing. After the other officers had already hit Nichols several times. So, Haley ain't got shit to do with nothing, huh? Haley was just there. Haley had to wash his eyes. He didn't throw haymakers. He didn't fucking throw punches. He didn't do none of that. Okay. All right. But then turned around. Haley kicked Nichols once in the upper arm, then called for an ambulance, Stengel said. Haley also took a photo. It was Haley ass. There you go. Haley also took a photo of injured Nichols and sent it to a few people. So that's where that shit comes from. It wasn't over a bitch. It wasn't over no female. It wasn't over a wife. No. They fucking sat here and basically racially profiled him. Which Stengel said was wrong, but not a federal crime. So gloating that they beat the shit out of somebody and kill somebody, that's not a federal crime. Well, it's probably not, but so we're just not going to take any accountability, huh? Martin Zumack, Smith's lawyer, told jurors Smith called for the fire department, asked Nichols if he was all right, noted he appeared to be struggling for oxygen. Zumack said the night was full of choices. Nichols chose to speed, to run, to argue, to push back, to pull back, to hide, Zumack said. Zumack said Smith will testify in his own defense. Yeah, go ahead. I want you to testify. Please testify. All 5 officers belonged to the now disbanded Scorpion unit, which all they did was recreate a new unit. Now there's a new unit task force out here, FYI, just so y'all know. There is a new task force out here that's back harassing folks, just so you know. Scorpion Unit Crime Suppression Team were fired for violating MPD policies. They were also charged with second-degree murder in state court where they pleaded not guilty, although Mills and Martin are expected to change their pleas. A trial date in state court has not been set yet. Once again, being Captain Saberhose, because let it been anybody else, they would have been fighting the charges for state and fed, but I digress. Rachel Love, a nurse practitioner, testified Wednesday that Nichols had no pulse for 25 minutes until it was restored at the hospital. Okay, so we know going past 5 minutes, you're basically brain dead. We already know that. So 25 minutes. Once again, I'm going to keep asking this. Why the fuck are the paramedic, that stank ass lieutenant, why the fuck her ass ain't charged with these motherfuckers? You know the ABCs of being a paramedic, and then you had the nerve to sit here and say, why am I losing my cert? Bitch. And then you a lieutenant. A prolonged lack of pulse means a patient could be suffering from a lack of oxygen to the organs, including the brain, which automatically means your organs start shutting down. ABCs, everybody know this. I'm not a fucking paramedic and I know that. Hell, you can't go 3 minutes without oxygen or your shit starts shutting down. Nichols' mother saw her injured son in a hospital ICU bed, took a few steps, screamed, and collapsed, Love said. Nichols worked for FedEx, enjoyed skateboarding and photography, and was the father of a boy who is now 7 years old. His family, their legal team, and supporters prayed outside the courthouse during a break Wednesday afternoon. Our hope is that they're found guilty and show the world that my son was a good person and he wasn't the criminal that they're trying to make him out to be, Rovon Wells, Nichols' mother, told reporters. I knew this case was going to get me pissed off. I knew with it being in court, it was going to get me pissed off. I knew when it came to this shit, they were going to flip it any fucking way possible to make it seem like Tyre was the aggressor. When y'all came out the gate all wrong, you immediately tried to yank him out. And I'm sorry, there's no law where it says you have to immediately pull over. There's not. I don't care what nobody goddamn say. There's no goddamn law where you have to immediately pull over. And the stretch he was on, it can be dark over there. So he might have been trying to find a well-lit place. We don't know. But it's not against the fucking law either. So if I take you down the street to a gas station because, well, for your safety and mine, so we're not in the middle of the goddamn street. Roger says that Emmett Martin and Desmond Mills will testify that the team was angry Nichols ran and angry that they pepper sprayed themselves. I caught that shit last year. I said it last year. I sat here and said it. Go back to Rabbit's Live. Go listen. I sat here and said, if you watch the video, the reason why them cops got mad was because they made their fat asses work, and because Justin's stupid ass, his fat ass, fucking pepper sprayed everybody that was out there. Just the night before, the Scorpion team had another suspect run from them. You will see Haley kick that suspect as he lies on the ground. Bean and Smith did not report that kick, just like the next night they lied about it to cover it up. So, told y'all. I tried to tell y'all, folks thought I was crazy, and I hate police. No, it's not that. I know my goddamn city. I know how MPD do. I know how they fucking get down here. I had been called this shit. I said they were mad about that goddamn pepper spray, and they were mad because they had to do their job. Everybody in Memphis know if you fucking run, it's an automatic ass whooping. Everybody knows this. So that's why they beat the shit out of him until he died. Literally. The other two cops just literally sat here and told y'all, yep, they were mad. Sorry, y'all. No, I'm not paying attention to the chat. I'm trying to read this shit. So, hey, everybody's coming in. I promise I'm not trying to be mean or ugly to nobody. It's just this shit got me pissed off. It got me pissed off because I knew that I knew that these lawyers were gonna pull this bullshit and make it seem like Tyre was just a fucking criminal with a rap sheet as long as fucking Shelby Drive. I knew that they were gonna pull this shit. Then the night before, they apparently beat somebody else, and guess what? That shit wasn't reported either. These folks, these lawyers, man. Tadarius Bean attorney statements. John Keith Perry representing Tadarius Bean, bitch ass. Says Bean and Mills were doing routine patrols when a call came out about a man running in the area after being stopped for running a red light. Perry says they didn't know anything about what happened in the previous scene. If Bean had a crystal ball or something, he could have said, I ain't getting out. I ain't intertwining my life with that man, Perry said. Really? Perry told the jurors that they would see that they were out there struggling. You're not supposed to sit in judgment of Tyre Nichols. Sit here and judge his actions for 10 minutes. Measure his actions. What are you supposed to do is look at it wholeheartedly. I am looking at it wholeheartedly, and I'm sorry. I don't give a fuck what story you try to paint, how you try to flip it, what you try to tell me that my eyes didn't fucking see. I saw all the goddamn camera footage. I watched it. Besides the other 80 hours that they have not released to the public. Now, the news was able to get some of it, but they didn't even release some of it. I watched the video, and I knew. I'm going to keep saying this. If you are from Memphis, then you knew it was on the news prior. We had 4 young black men running around here impersonating officers, pulling folks over and robbing them. Turned around. The fuck? Turned around. Hang on, y'all. Because I have no idea what the fuck just happened. Yeah, I don't know what happened. My camera just went out. Let me ask y'all this. Can you still hear me or is it froze? So you do hear me last, Ronan? Because I don't know why the fuck the camera went out. But it don't matter. It's getting dark out here any fucking way, so I really don't care. Um, this shit ain't even about me being on camera. But like I was saying, you literally had it on the news that you had people running around here impersonating officers like 2 days prior to this. So if you had four cops come up to your door, yank you out in plain clothes. They was not in marked cars. The marked cars didn't come till afterwards. So if they were in unmarked cars, because I've been pulled over one by the fucking Texas tags, and that bitch had to follow me to the gas station, and he asked, and I said, "How am I supposed to know you're a real cop with Texas tags?" So no, I'm not with this. This whole situation, I knew this case was going to piss me off. I knew the lawyers in this case was going to piss me off because, well, they got to fight for their clients, and I get that. I get that. No, the state didn't charge the EMTs. That's another reason why we're fucking mad. The EMTs didn't get charged. That bitch, she tried to get her job back. Her and the little new dude. The little new dude tried to get his job back. Talking about, I was only following orders from my boss. Last Ronin, that shit don't work here. That shit don't work here. I'm not being trying to be mean or ugly. That MPD out here, our cops is something else. And it's only MPD. I've dealt with troopers. I've dealt with sheriffs. They're cool. It's MPD ass that be on the power trip. But no, and then the bitch, the EMT, the lieutenant, her motherfucking ass, gonna sit here. Well, I was told it was a pepper spray call. Bitch, you know the ABCs of being an EMT. You know the ABCs. I'm not even a paramedic, and I know the ABCs. You know when you get to that scene, if y'all couldn't even prop him up against the wheel. You couldn't even prop him up against the wheel. Like, come on. If he wasn't standing up or sitting up on his own, you pepper spray? Nah, bitch, you don't deserve your job either. I really want your ass charged, but I digressed right along with Justin ass. I wanted his ass charged, but I digressed because he didn't actually beat him, even though it was his ass that started the initial encounter. I wanted the lieutenant who signed on the use of force form because I've covered this previously. If you go back to my lives, the lieutenant has signed off on the use of force form. They tried to cover this up. They went out their way to cover this shit up. They lied on perjury on police reports. The lieutenants lied. And I'm gonna tell y'all, I hate to say it because I feel like this. I'm not gonna say that about Ben Crump. You can feel how you feel about Ben Crump. I think he handles shit the wrong way sometimes. But I truly feel if Ben Crump wouldn't have got involved with this, Tyre would be just another black man that got killed here by police. Memphis Police Department. Memphis Police Department, Tyre Nichols was killed January 10th, 2023 in Memphis, Tennessee, by MPD officers, also by the failure of EMT and fire department, also by the failure of all the fucking lieutenants that signed off on this shit. Then CJ she don't even know if she got a job. I covered that Monday. That bitch don't even know she got a job because they got her listed as interim police chief because ever since this happened, the city council wants to get rid of her ass, but they can't because we have the civil suit coming next after this. Yeah, the people can love Crump and all of that. I look, I don't hate him. I just feel like he's not legit with a lot of shit he does. But if you look up the footage, they're trying to say Tyre tried to grab his gun, which is a lie. I watched the footage. He never once tried to grab. They gave him over 71 conflicting commands. While each officer was trying to grab him in different directions, had him pinned up under his arms, all type of shit. Uh, no, I don't. Sorry, I don't. How he's done some of these parents out here. Go look up what Crump has done to some of these parents, and how he kind of pushed them to the side when he realized he wasn't gonna get his way. Uh, Josh, she asked for her shirt back, and the little dude that was up under her, the little young white man that was up under her, he asked for his cert back because he was like, I was just listening to my supervisor, which I get where he was coming from, but at the same time, you should have spoke out. No, I'd rather call the trooper or sheriffs before I call MPD. Man, last time I called MPD, they tried to take me to jail, and I had blood all over me. So does that tell you how MPD get down? Yes. And all of they did, y'all. I said it at the beginning of the, oh, that's a big ass spider. Take your ass that way, spider. Go that way. Um, I don't. If I'm gonna say this because with his trial coming back, if you're not in a mental place right now to watch those videos, then don't. Please don't. Because I like I said the other day, I cried for an hour straight after I watched those videos. I literally called my mama crying because I couldn't understand. We're in 2023 and shit like this still goes on. Shit like this still go on. I had been saying it. If y'all go back to Rabbit's Live like a year ago, whenever this shit happened about Tyre, y'all will hear me say they beat him because he ran and because they had pepper sprayed themselves. And now it's coming out in court that sure as shit, that's what happened. I don't wish that shit on nobody. I don't. And then when CJ came out and said, well, there was no driving infraction, so there shouldn't have been no reason why my cops were pulling him over to begin with. Then the lawyer's gonna double down and say, "Well, no, that's not true. He was speeding. He ran a red light. Also, he had shrooms and stolen credit cards. How the fuck we know y'all didn't plant that shit? We already know we can't trust y'all because y'all have committed perjury. Y'all literally had to let go of 30 to 40 cases because of Scorpion Unit handling them, and because y'all committed perjury on Tyre shit. Guess what? Those cases got thrown out. So how can we trust y'all?" Cause soon as that shit came out that, oh, he had shrooms and stolen credit cards, I don't give a fuck what he had back there. There was no reason for them to be fucking with him. Period. That's because they're waiting on these goddamn lawsuits. First, after the Fed trial, which I still feel like that's whole shit, because they're going to do the Fed trial first, and then they're going to do the state trial. Then they'll do the civil. I'm like, bullshit. Let it have been my black ass or anybody else black ass in this city. We would have been fighting both trials at the same goddamn time. Literally. But because they're cops, and this facts. They always try to justify the bullshit that they do. But I hope, because I'm not gonna be here long. I still gotta feed the dogs and shit. But when I seen that article, I said, nope, nope, nope. This narrative shit that y'all are trying to push and the bullshit y'all are trying to put out here, I'm not going for it. Nope. I never once saw that man try to grab their gun. Ever. Never saw it. Y'all gave him over 71 commands, conflicting commands. Put your hands back, sit down, stand up, do this, roll over, pat your ass. Like, they gave him so many commands. How the fuck are you? Pika? Right now, fuck your nieces. And I mean that. I'm still pissed at her. She better hope her granny right. She better hope. I'm still mad at that bitch. She know doing stupid ass shit like that. Ain't no. At the end of the day, now we gotta wait 7 days to see if she starts foaming because she don't know how to leave shit alone. Fuck out of here. No. It ain't about love. It's about infecting me and the other dogs at this point because you like doing stupid shit. No matter how you try to twist it, Pika, it's still not gonna be okay with me. No. No treats today, no none of that. Sit your ass down and think about what you did. Love ain't got shit to do with it right now. She want to be hard headed and fucking attack possums. That's on her stupid ass, not me. Mama can't fix every goddamn thing, and mama ain't got $1 million to fix everything. So no, it's not funny. It's not. I still don't see it as a laughing matter. She want to do stupid shit. Stupid shit will happen to you. But um, I knew with this trial, I knew that it was going to be a bunch of bullshit. And I knew the lawyers were going to try to spin it any type of way they possibly could to get their clients off. I knew this, but the way they're trying to paint this story, like our eyes didn't see what the fuck we saw. And with the jury selection, they all didn't come out of Shelby County because you had Tipton, Fayette, Shelby, and there was another county. So they had pulled juries, people out of 4 different counties. So at last round, I have to. This is my city, man. Like this, I was born and raised in this city. And it's crazy because I said this shit. I said it. I said, watch. In a year or two, ain't nobody gonna be talking about his trial. And sure as shit, ain't nobody talking about his trial. Who have you seen on YouTube talk about it? And this is no shade to nobody. I'm not, you know, it's not. But ain't nobody covered his trial. I guarantee ain't nobody gonna cover the state trial. Just like I guarantee ain't nobody gonna cover the civil trial. When we're in the moment, oh, everybody, oh, that is so sad. It's wrong, yada yada. Where the fuck is those thousands of people at that was out here? Y'all had no problem be wanting to tear up, loot and shit and protest and all of that shit. Y'all had no problem with doing that. But now that the trials is going on, where the fuck is y'all at? You know how many people on YouTube, including that bitch that's harassing a family right now? That bitch too. That bitch even tried to. Where you at, bitch? Oh no, you're too busy harassing folks and having to deal with court shit because you won't fucking leave a family alone. These YouTubers hopped all over this shit when it first happened. Oh, we can't believe this shit. This is just, it's so sad, yada yada. Where the fuck is y'all at now? A lot of these folks got bigger platforms than I do. People don't mind talking about Betty and the shit she doing, but when it comes to shit like this, people don't want to have nothing to do with it. Because why? It doesn't bring views. It doesn't bring money. They can't grift off of it. They can't do what the fuck they want to do with it. So why talk about it? This was the whole reason why I started my page because of Tyre. That's the truth. This is the reason why I started this was because of Tyre. And I said, I'm going to sound the fuck off and I'm going to keep talking and I'm going to keep. And I know I'm putting a big ass target on my back, especially here in Memphis with the shit I be talking about sometimes. I know this. I'm not slow. I'm not stupid. I know this. I be having random people come up to me in Memphis sometimes and I'll be like, oh shit. But I'm willing to stand up to what's right. I don't give a fuck how anybody else feels about it. I don't care if I only get one fucking view. I'm gonna talk about it, and I'm gonna talk about his case, and I'm gonna talk about the goddamn state case, and I'm gonna talk about the lawsuit. I'm gonna talk about all of that shit. Why? Because he deserves that. Nobody should deserve to get beat like they're fucking a dog in the street. Nobody deserves that shit. So if that means I'm the only one that talks about it, so be it. I'll be the only one to talk about it. But just know to some of these bigger creators out here that had no problem hopping on this goddamn train, where the fuck is y'all at? Yes, this is me putting y'all on blast. Betty. And them other bitches that you ride with, y'all know who y'all is. Because you can't grift off of something, because you're not gonna make money off of it. I don't make no money from this shit. Nothing. And I'm not trying to. Not off some shit like this. Because that's somebody's family. That, like, he has a child. A lot of people didn't even know he has a son. A lot of people didn't even know that. I don't give a fuck what side of the tracks you from. Rich, poor, nobody deserves that shit, period. If it would have been a white boy, I would still be here saying the same shit. I've been hollering. These goddamn MPD officers is corrupt as fuck. They do what the fuck they want to, and nobody checks them for it. These motherfuckers literally get away with murder, and nobody says a fucking word. I'm tired. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of people. You have no problem hopping on some shit that's popular at the moment, but then when it comes to shit like this, where the fuck is you at? That's why I appreciate Rabbit, Nonsense, Dutch. They straight up told me, and I will say, like Rabbit, she straight up said, "No, I want you to cover it because you're from there," and I get why she said that, and I respect the hell out of her for that. Nonsense doesn't cover this, but she doesn't mind sharing my shit. Dutch doesn't cover stuff like this, but she doesn't mind sharing my shit. I just want people's eyes to be on this shit because I want the judge, I want the court, the prosecution, the defendants, the family. I want everybody to know, no, this shit was wrong. And as far as the family, we're on y'all side. And I pray to God that they come back with the right verdict, because if they don't, I'm telling y'all what I know, this city is going to be in fucking shambles. It's already in shambles, but it's going to get worse. And it ain't gonna be us. It ain't gonna be the 30 and 40-year olds out here that's tearing up shit. It's gonna be them youngins. It's gonna be the ones that feel like they ain't got shit to lose. Like, at the end of the day, man, I want everybody eyes on this. Like, if we can sit here and have 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 people tune in to Betty and the bullshit she doing, then why we can't have people tune into something important like this? This is actually something that's important. And I'm not saying what's going on with Sebastian's family. I'm not, please don't take it like, of course, somebody is. We already know somebody gonna flip my goddamn words anyway, because that's what the fuck they do. But I'm not saying what happened to Sebastian family is not important, because it's absolutely important. Like, what that bitch is doing, I hope that bitch go to jail, and fuck her. Fuck Betty. I don't like that bitch. Never will. Fuck her. I hope she sits in jail. Bitch, stay out of my state. Harassing families and shit that's already going through enough shit. But I'm not saying that's not important, but I feel like with this shit, why is black, white, Mexican, why are we still getting killed by police? That's not an issue to people. Oh, let me guess, because it doesn't affect you directly, so you don't give a fuck, right? No, and that's what I'm saying. They do support. They do promote. They like yes. It was a Monday when I went live. Shit, my days are starting to blur together. I be having so much shit going on, y'all. When I say I be dealing with real life shit, I be dealing with real life shit. But like people do share my shit, but it's not drama. It's not bullshit. It's not shit like that. So people don't tune in. And like I said, because it doesn't affect them directly, why would they care about a black boy getting beat and killed by police officers? Shit, they don't even live in this city. So what should they care about? And that's how a lot of people look at it. Yeah, I just posted something about Memphis. Memphis is in the top 10 as far as violent crimes in the whole world. We're beating Chicago, Baltimore, Philly, DC, the whole state of Cali. We beating everybody. My city is rough as shit. And that's why a lot of people say that, like straight up Memphians that have been born here, they'll tell you if you can make it in Memphis, you can make it anywhere because this city is so fucked up on so many levels. Yeah, Ronan, go to my post earlier. You'll see it. We were in the top 10 in the whole world, not Chicago, not at Ronan. Every night we have a shooting. I guarantee I can go on our news channel right now. Somebody got killed tonight. Probably got killed this morning too. And I know that comes off so like nonchalantly and like, but it's an everyday occurrence for us. Big Blue, you shouldn't. I'm gonna be honest with you. You shouldn't. Night here, that's when it's dangerous. Real dangerous. Ronan, I know it's crazy as hell, but we're the top 10 in the world. Shit is sad. It's not something to be proud of. I know that, but now, of course, the youngins may say differently. They took that shit like it's a goddamn gold medal. Me personally, no, that ain't something to be proud of because we have a lot of good things and a lot of good people in the city that get overshadowed by that bullshit. That's why tourists is down. That's why a lot of people are not going to Elvis week and shit like that because they know, which is why they're doing the revitalization. And not only that, but they're also they're pushing the black folks out of the city, basically. They're pushing gentrification is real here. South Memphis was a predominantly black neighborhood. Now it's turning white. Downtown was predominantly black. It's turning white. Matter of fact, you got to have at least 3 grand to stay downtown. Midtown, it was a mixture. Midtown it was a mixture because I remember a lot of the lesbians stayed in Midtown, but now like they are pushing black folks out of this city. which is crazy as hell because they're pushing them to the country, and now the country's gonna be fucked up. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. But anyway, I said I wasn't gonna be on here long, and I've already been here damn near an hour. I still gotta feed my baby, so y'all keep an eye on this. Like I said, every day I'm posting updates on his case. Every day I'm posting links, articles, so y'all can read and keep up with it. Um, because I want them to know, like, no, we're supporting y'all. If I could be down there, I would. But with it being the Fed building, only certain people is allowed in. You had to apply like a month in advance to get a pass to get in, and you got to be actual. It's all type of shit. So if I could be down there, I would. But and then too, I have to work. I have to work a full-time job. So but keep an eye on this. Let the city know that y'all are with them. Let Tyree's family know, because I'm pretty sure they're sitting in court hearing this shit, and they're probably seething too, as much as I am, because it's bullshit. At the end of the day, y'all took a life for no fucking reason. And I get it. Lawyers gonna lie to get their client off. I get that. I understand. I'm not stupid. I know how, I know how the court work. Hell, I've been in and out of court my damn self, so I know how it works. And deny, deny, deny. That's how it go. You're gonna deny, so you're not guilty. So, but they need to come with the right judgment with this case. They need to understand that this shit can't keep happening. And I don't give a fuck where it's at. It cannot keep happening. We cannot keep killing people just because they piss you off and you got a fragile ego. Bottom line, because that's what happens in a lot of places. You get pissed off because you think you're a cop and you think you're a fucking god. You got a god complex, and then you get pissed off and you think you can take a life, and then your superiors help you cover that bullshit up. Who gonna check you? Nobody. Besides these activists out here like Ben Crump and all of these other folks. I want to see these officers get more than fucking 10 years, 5 years, 15. I want to see them get more than Derek Chauvin ass. And I know Derek been going through hell. That may have been stabbed, been moved to a different facility, all type of shit. You get what you deserve, bitch, as far as I'm concerned. But these cops should not be free. And they should never be able to work as a cop again. Ever. Which means y'all, Tennessee, y'all need to decertify these cops. I wish that shit was nationwide. Like once you get decertified, you can't work in another city or state. But unfortunately, that's not how it works. Because how many times have we seen cops leave one county and just go over to the next after they get in trouble? Too many times. So, but I really, really hope. It sounds like the jury is a mix. Like I said, you got you got 8 women, which is 4 white, 4 black. You got 8 men, 2 Asians, 2 black, and 4 white men. Um, they did it. It's 12, but they also have the 4 alternates. So I'm hoping with the jury that they selected, and I hope that the jury see past this bullshit that their lawyers is trying to tell them and come with the right verdict, because his family deserves justice. His son deserves justice. His son now has to grow up without his father. Okay, yeah, he ran. Where in the law does that mean or equate to killing somebody? It doesn't. But unfortunately, yeah, here we are. And we see it countless, countless time again. And until everybody stands up and say, nah, we're not putting up with this shit no more. Either y'all can treat us like we're fucking real people and citizens and that we're just like you, we're gonna keep going through the same shit. As long as this cycle keeps happening like how they did this shit, okay, everybody was on top of Tyree shit when it first happened, but now that a year has passed, ain't nobody around. Ain't nobody covering it. Besides maybe our news media. No, we need to be riding their ass for the whole year. We need to let these folks know, no, we're not letting that shit go. Nope, sorry. Get that shit out of here. And Big Blue it does. And we need to start checking all of these sectors. All. And that's where we need to start doing our part and checking their ass for it. But y'all have a good night. Y'all be safe out here. I doubt I'll be live tomorrow unless something crucial happens. But if something does, y'all know I'll try to go live and give y'all the updates. But y'all know I'll be posting updates daily on my page. So make sure you check the community post because I have been posting every day about Tyree's trial. So make sure y'all check that out. Um, I kind of just went live on the whim tonight because, like I said, when I read what the prosecution said, and I was like, I said that a year ago. I said that exactly what the fuck I said, and sure as shit, prosecution and the two other officers that pled guilty admitted that's what happened. I hate to be right sometimes, I really do. But then again, I am that bitch to be like, I told you so. I'm petty, but y'all have a good night. Y'all be safe out here. Call out the fuck shit if you see it. Don't be that person that stand by and just don't say shit. Call that shit out. Have your voices heard. At Big Blue, you can. Email me. I'll tell you. Email me. I got you. But y'all have a good night. Y'all be safe out here. I appreciate y'all being here. Make sure you hit that like if you can. Share it out for me. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Y'all have a good night, y'all.